Yeah, I got some mess in my life. But you know what? Here's the thing. I'm a prisoner. And because I'm a prisoner, you see, all prisoners know one thing. We have an advocate. John said, my little children, I write to you that you do not see. That's what John said. I write to you that you do not see. But if you do, you have an advocate. To do what we want to do, but if you do, we have an advocate in Jesus Christ to get to the Father. If you're a prisoner. Okay, all right. Verse 2. He says, if you have heard of the dispensation of the grace of God, which is given me to you word. If you have heard. Have you heard? But Paul says that he has been entrusted with the proclamation of God. He has been entrusted with the proclamation of God. He has been entrusted in preaching and teaching, if you will, the Word of God. He's been entrusted to preach and teach the message of Christ. He's saying that he is a steward of the message of Jesus Christ. It's not his message, but he is a steward of the message. Does that make sense? See, a steward is one who is appointed, who is entrusted to administer the affairs of someone else. So what Paul is saying is that the preachers have been entrusted to preach and teach the Word of God. It wasn't given to the preachers to abuse. It wasn't given to the preachers to take advantage of. It wasn't given to the preachers where they can elevate themselves. It was not given to the preacher to make them think that they are more than what they are, but it was given to the preacher for the people. It was given to the people, to the preacher for the people. The message of grace was given to the preachers to give or to proclaim to the people of God. And here's the thing. You see, brothers, he gives to us so we can give to them. That makes sense. You see? You know what? Let me tell you something. You see? A man who calls himself a preacher. But if you're not preaching, but he gives you to preach, then you're not a preacher. All right? I'll go a little further than that. If you call yourself a grace preacher, and you're not preaching grace to the people, then guess what? You're not a grace preacher. Because a grace preacher is going to receive from God and give to the people. Is that right? Well, here's the thing. First of all, I thank God that he made me a preacher. But I thank God that he talks to me and he preacher. He's not a dictator. He's a proclaimer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Preach.
We're appointed.
Yes.
To proclaim.
Yeah.
We're to proclaim His goodness. We're to proclaim His worth.
Yes.
We're to proclaim the gospel.
Yes.
Of Jesus Christ.
Yes, yes.
And since you have been appointed to proclaim the gospel of Jesus Christ, proclaim it.
Yeah.
But then, when you proclaim it to the saints of God, you listen and obey it.
Yes.
That makes sense?
Yes.
Obey it.
Yeah.
And I want to tell you, you have a preacher here. You have a pastor here.
Yeah.
You better hear the word of God. And you better obey it. Even when you don't like it.
Yes, sir. That's it. Yes, sir.
The word comes from God. And the thing about the word is that the word of God brings life and peace
Yes, it does.
to our souls.
Yes, sir.
When the pastor walks in a room, he's coming with the message of God.
Yeah.
I don't care what's happening in the room. I don't care if all hell is breaking loose. Even if all hell is breaking in the church. When the pastor stands, all he has to do is open his mouth and say, God will. And when he says God will, the whole church is at calm. The whole church is at peace. And it's not because of his voice, but it's because of the word of the voice that's coming out of him.
That's right. That's true, brother. That's true. That's it.
I remember several years ago, my cousin's mother passed away. Matt. I couldn't remember his name. Matt. And I said, he's there night. I never heard this, but he was just saying all kinds of crazy stuff, doing all kinds of crazy things, just going out of his mind. Elder Spots walked in the door and goes up to Elder Spots. He said, your mama's dead, just going all crazy. What you got to say? What you got to say? Elder Spots says, be still and know that I am God. And as soon as he said it, his cousin Matt, everything stopped. And Matt somebody said, that's all I got to do. My mama just died. All the chaos and all this crazy stuff that he was doing, it stopped. Why did it stop? It wasn't because of Elder Spots, but it was the word of God. How many times has he been to yell out and chaos and the boxing was going on? And he came with the word of God.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
That's what we're talking about.
Yes. Preach. Yeah.
The Lord will bring peace in His word.
Yes, sir.
He'll bring life
Yes, sir.
to your soul.
Yes, sir.
When the pastor walks in, you better know he's coming with the word of God.
Yes.
You see, we have been entrusted with the message.
Yes, sir.
We've been entrusted
Right.
with the message.
Yes, sir.
But I mean, all times I do revivals, go to revival, Pop, you know, he'd be in midstream, just preaching. And he'll see he have his rings on, start taking off the rings. He have his watch on, he's taking off his watch, have it all in his hand. He went to me, reached in his pocket, pulled out his wallet, and he looked around. He looked around, and then he sees me over there in the corner, and he says, yeah, take that. And don't miss a beat, they're preaching. Still preaching. But he gives me all of his rings, and he gives me his watch and his wallet. And Saints, he values the Son.
Yes.
He entrusts us to preach it. Well, since he trusts us to preach it, then I gotta ask a question. Have you heard?
Have you heard? That's the question right there.
We'll proclaim it.
Have you heard?
It's most valued treasure. Have you heard? Just this little last run, you know, you can go where you want to go. But if you're a prisoner, you ain't going too far. He says here, he tells us in verse 3, he says, how that by revelation he made known unto me the mystery, as I wrote before in few words, whereby when ye read, ye may understand my knowledge in the mystery of Christ. Now we have a couple of things going on here, because you see, we hear the word through revelation. The word of God is revealed. And what Paul is saying is that what was once concealed is now revealed. The mystery of God. That is the mystery of God that God has revealed to us in His Word. Now, the mystery that Paul was dealing with here in Ephesians is that he was dealing with the mystery between the Jews